fellow YouTubers. It's Donnie here. Uh, I was hip to YouTube years ago, and Lord knows if I had did what I thought I should do when it first came out and make a YouTube channel, I would probably be rich now. But I'm only starting now. That's because, as I've talked about in some of my past videos, that prescription pills kept me dumbed down for the majority of my uh, adult life. Now, I'm moving on now and trying to get myself together, do things I've always wanted to do. Now, one of those things is going in search in the swamp hardwood forest of southeast USA of the ivory-billed woodpecker. Now, the ivory-billed woodpecker is a thought to be extinct or highly threatened species of woodpecker that lived in it had a northernmost range of Kentucky and a southernmost range of Florida, and on out west, all up and down the East Coast, and all the way down west into eastern Texas, which is where I am now. Just so happened. Now, there's a close relative of the ivory-billed woodpecker, aka the Lord God bird. And the reason it was called the Lord God bird is it was so big and so beautiful that people would see it, they would look up and they would say, "Lord God, look at that." So, so yeah, that bird, very, very majestic, beautiful bird. And actually, Woody Woodpecker was modeled after the Lord God, the ivory-billed woodpecker. But anyway, so what prompted me to gain interest in this bird and its welfare was back probably 15 years ago. I was outside and I saw a huge woodpecker on my my old property back in Kentucky on a light pole, and it was enormous. And to this day, I don't know if it was the Lord God bird, the ivory bill, or I don't know if it was the very close cousin, the pileated woodpecker. But anyway, I got to looking into it and found that a lot of people had searched for the ivory-billed woodpecker in recent years based on a video or two of sightings, accidental sightings in those hardwood swamp forests in the South. And so, I did a lot of reading, watched a lot of documentaries, watched a lot of content on this ivory bill, and decided that I would like to try to find that bird. Now, I don't know if it still stands or not, but Cornell University, they got a very prominent ornithological department. They were offering I think it was like a $15,000 reward about 10 years ago for anybody that could lead them to a nesting site of the ivory bill. And I think this would be a great thing, and I would love to, I don't even care about the money, to be honest. I would just like to find this bird, start the process of getting it protected in in our forests out there. Now, the reason that it was declared extinct was because of all the mass logging that went on in the southeast, basically in all the USA, back in the late 1700s, 1800s, and up until now. And I just, now we've got all these national forests, like the Daniel Boone National Forest of Kentucky, Sam Houston, Big Woods down in Arkansas and Louisiana. We've got all these grand national forests, but what a lot of people don't know are those are long since clear cut. And, this is, about second or third generation of replanted trees and natural growing trees that are growing there. And I just think it's a shame, that we rape the natural world and then declare it a national forest. That's really sad. But anyway, my plans are, since we've got the coronavirus going on, is to do a little self-imposed exile. I'm going to go into Sam Houston National Forest. It is a mid-sized run of hardwood forests here in southeastern Texas. And I'm going to go out for maybe a week, maybe even 2 weeks, depending on, what my wife says. And look for this bird. And, there's been a lot of efforts to find this bird. But something tells me that these people, aren't going about it the right way. They're traveling in packs, and they're looking for this bird. In my opinion, the wrong way. So I'm going to go out alone. I'm not going to focus on, like electronics or anything like that. I'm just going to go out with a simple phone and a camera and some supplies and look for this ivory-billed woodpecker. So wish me luck on that one. Now, as my dad was telling me this morning, he said, "Well, Dunny, all the national forests are closed down." I don't think it's that they're shut down. It's just like the public facility portions of those are shut down. So hopefully that won't interfere with my plans. All right, so I'm going to go out and look for that bird, get some good exercise, and become closer to nature. Now, as I've also stated and talked about in some recent webcasts, were that I was recovering from years of pill abuse. So that's another reason. I'll get some great exercise, get to reflect. I better take my phone or my wife will kill me. That would be Leslie, my beautiful, beautiful wife, fantastic human being, whom is over in the Philippines. I stayed there in the Philippines for 3 years. And, she and I are just, we're as thick as thieves. She and I are. And as soon as this coronavirus lifts, I'm going to go ahead and head back over there to meet my daughter, Casey Elizabeth. Wow, I just can't wait for that. But Leslie, she's on board with most things I do, as long as I'm living a healthy, drug-free life. And you can't blame her. Anybody that cares about you, that is what they will focus on until they're blue in the face, is for you to stop what you're doing to hurt yourself, because people say these days things like, well, people are selfish, people are this, they're, they don't care. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. They care about each other. And, you cannot function in life, doing those things, and people that love you will drive that point home. So thank God for people like my wife. Thank God for people like my dad, whom I'm not mad at anymore. And, thank God for people like my Aunt Debbie, who really, really knew how to handle me and got me going in the right direction. So that's that. And I'll as soon as I get together the supplies and the tackle to go into the forest to look for the ivory-billed woodpecker, I will be posting that, of course. Now, if anybody has any ideas of good, bird watching equipment, good hiking, camping, lightweight equipment that I could take, leave it in the comments, because I'm open to those type of suggestions, as well as if someone could let me know a good brand of a solar-powered mobile phone charger. So, those are the things I'm going to be looking for in my preparation to go look for the Lord God bird. Well, I'll check in with the YouTube crowd later, and everybody have a good rest of your day.